I'd like you to join me in a thought experiment. Let's pretend that the next 5 minutes represent our lives. Imagine 80 years or more, if you can, condensed into this little poem's span. Each 4 of these passing seconds now signifies a year. So at this point, we are small, all smells and tears, growing at ungainly angles, barely able to stand like fragile foals in straw-strewn stables. Then trying to run before we can walk, singing before we can talk. We're children playing in dusk-descending parks, cycling quickly home before the dark, and fishing from the cricket-clicking banks of summer streams. We think we felt a tug on the line. We saw, or did we dream, the float dipping, the sense of some big, half-seen, elusive shadow of a trout or bream. Then cigarettes and alcohol, a fumble in the gloom on a coat-piled bed in a house party upstairs room, with some half-remembered sixth form crush. And 1 minute's up, we exit childhood in a teenage rush. We're 20 now. We ride the rapids, past the warning signs that dot the upland hills. We think this wild elation's going to last, and floating with the flow we seek out thrills, exploring love and wild unleashed desire. With honey in our veins, in moonlit trysts, we stoke the fierce and quickly spreading fire that heats our hearts and turns our hands to fists. We fight and love and part and make amends, and learn surrender sweet and harsh rebuff, and rarely think of how we'll meet our ends. In later life there will be time enough to ponder on our own mortality. For now, we're drunk on possibility. Into minute 3, our midlife already. This can't be true. We haven't achieved. What was it? What did we want to do? Alexander the Great, Mozart and Van Gogh died in their 30s, yet we have so little to show. We're into an age of debts and damage, existential despair, ill-fated clandestine affairs, choosing wrong courses, betrayals, addictions, divorces. We glance backwards through the haze at distant golden days. We wish we could row back and change our chosen track. Our memories cling tight and ambush us in the semi-conscious night. We cling to flotsam and ride the stream towards the calm and sparkling seas. Into the 4th minute, we're past the crises. We're just coming up to our finest time, a tipping point somewhere between the work that we've done and the pleasures to come. We're neither too grey nor too green. We're mature in the mind and young in the heart. We're just coming up to our finest. The wide open ocean is ours to behold. The journey is mostly behind us. We've jettisoned guilt. We've no cargo of fear. We know what we do and don't like. We're just coming up to our finest time. The graphs of our lives will soon spike. We gather at tables. We laugh and we talk. We sample the best of the wine list. By this age, some loved ones are no longer here, but we're just coming up to our finest. 4 minutes are up, and if, like me, you're beyond 63, then statistically you're in this, the final 5th of our little time-bound rhyme. Our dotage doesn't arrive alone. It brings a bloodied battalion of aches and pains, fatigues and strains, forgetfulness, exasperations, tablets, operations, dietary guides to follow, bitter daily pills to swallow. The minuses will soon outweigh the pluses as time speeds up for us, the dwindling crew. Our birthdays bumble by like London buses, and Christmas creeps round every month or two. Our hearing goes, the world sounds slightly muffled, we smell of lavender and cod liver oil. And sleeping in our beds after we've shuffled for one more day around this mortal coil, we dream sometimes of that elusive bream, the glittering silver fish we glimpsed that day, still swimming, wild and free, against the stream, in sunbeam-dappled waters far away. Then suddenly we reach the final page. Somebody else requires the spotlit stage.